Well, the two types of cleats the Bulls have, the molded and the detached. Now, head equipment manager Jeremy Lee said the Bulls have all gone with the normal molded cleats because of how this field has dried up. They were prepared and ready to have those longer detached had the field stayed wet. Mike, back up to you.
And back inside Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, 14-3, the Bulls on top of the Tigers. As we check in with the third member of our team, let's go downstairs and hear from Mike.
Hey, Mike. Well, the season has started here, the opening weekend of the regular season. It'll also end here, January 9th, 2017. This is the site to the College Football Playoff National Championship. While we're talking about USF and maybe Houston, too, it's not inconceivable that the two of these teams might end up here. Houston had a big win earlier today against Oklahoma. Should they run the table? Maybe USF runs the table. They could start and end the year back here at Raymond James Stadium.
Marlon Mack came into this game with 5 straight 100-yard games. It doesn't look like he's going to get number 6. So let's check in right now with an update with Mike.
Yeah, Marlon Mack has been declared out for the game. The USF communications staff said an upper body injury. He hasn't come back out in the locker room, will not return to this game. So that 3-headed monster running back becomes a 2-headed monster. Darius Tice and Ernest Johnson will get the carries the rest of the way in this one.
Nazim Bartman has found a home playing soccer at USF, but his destination came after a journey across multiple schools and continents.
I mean, like anything else that you need to practice, you need to get used to it, and that was basically it. At Tyler Junior College, I had to get used to the soccer there, get used to the physical abilities of the players, and just get used to soccer overall in America.
Ironically, I went and watched them play a pro team at Tyler, and it was a tough game where you didn't get to see Nazim do a lot, but I saw enough to know that we'd love for him to be a Bull.
When opportunities to play professionally in his native South Africa dried up, Bartman headed to the U.S. in 2012. From Lindsey Wilson College to Tyler Junior College and USF, each step has molded Bartman into a complete player on and off the field.
Getting a more responsibility type of role, as in being a leader on the team and also being one of the captains. I feel like me being much more matured on the field and trying to lead players out on the field and off the field has developed more compared to when I came in 2015.
But then it's also how you communicate. You know, do you walk around like you're the big guy, or do you walk around very humbly and make sure that everybody in the program knows you care about them? Where if you sit down with Nazim outside of being on the field, you know, he's just one of the guys.
And I'm always willing to help anyone who needs help, you know, because I've been in that situation, and I know how it feels to be in a situation where you're trying to adapt to something new, to a new place.
A vast array of experience and a more versatile game has put Bartman in a great position to attain the professional dream that eluded him 4 years ago.
A lot of times players get in their head what they have to do, and then they end up not doing what they should or supposed to do. And I think if he just has fun out there this year, he's a good person, a clean soccer player, he'll be a first-round draft pick.
And then making the jump to America was a bit easier than what I would have expected. So everything happened for a reason, and yeah, I feel like every year I become more mature on the field, off the field, and I feel like I'm ready to make the next jump into the professional ranks.
Nazim Bartman may soon join the lineage of former Bulls playing pro soccer, including a guy named Dom Dwyer, who also went to Tyler Junior College and was also named the National Junior College Player of the Year. Yeah, that sounds kind of familiar. For Campus Connect, from USF, I'm Mike Lefko. Jolie Holland and Dakota Hampton have surnames that are synonymous with success in the NFL, but they've built their own legacy playing volleyball here at USF.
The recruiting process with Dakota Hampton started the same as any other recruit, really. I mean, we go out and evaluate talent, and she was a great player, super competitive, had the all-around game, 6-rotation player. It wasn't until later that I realized that Dan Hampton was actually her dad.
Growing up with NFL players as fathers certainly didn't define Hampton and Holland, but it did shape their development as athletes.
My dad's extremely hardworking, and I think that, you know, he taught me that I have to be if I want to be good at something. And I think that his competitiveness definitely rubbed off on me.
Even though he might not completely understand everything about volleyball, he definitely knows like everything, the simple things, like from footwork to discipline. I think that's a big thing that my father really stuck with me is discipline and the no excuses, really self-accountability.
Both Jolie and Dakota have an extreme level of competitiveness. They're two of the most competitive kids that I've ever coached, and they just have really high expectations and a really strong work ethic.
And their somewhat out-of-the-ordinary lives helped Hampton, a senior, and Holland, a junior, bond when the latter arrived on campus.
I feel like the reason why we're so close now is we share a lot of the same background, you know, not seeing your father as much growing up, and similar of the same lifestyle, and it made us very close. It made us very open with one another.
When she first got here, we talked about it a lot and like the similarities that we have together. I mean, we do have some pressure, and you know, we were more in the spotlight than others because of our dads, but I think we embraced it.
Perhaps it is easier to develop outside the expectations of large shadows cast when you can't grow up playing football. It is something both Holland and Hampton say could be different for their brothers.
I think he's at the point where now he's okay, like even if I don't play, it's okay, but he's definitely like my father where he has to be around it.
Gonna be 13 years old, so there is a little pressure for him to, you know, play football. So we'll see what happens. You know, he's gonna start this year, so I'm excited to see.
But for now, the two will focus on what they have their entire lives, blending family, football, and volleyball.
Similar to like the relationship of what I have with my coaches, and now I get to relate with him on that same level of the relationships he had with his players. It's really special. It's truly is a second family.
Also, even work our senior night around their schedule if needed. Typically, it would be the last home match of this season, which is usually on a Sunday. But again, Sunday night football, I get it. So this year we've moved ours to the Friday night so that Dan can be there, and we would certainly be willing to do the same for the Hollands in the future.
Holland and Hampton, those names will always be attached to the NFL. But Jolie and Dakota, those names are the ones that matter on the volleyball court. For Campus Connect, from USF, I'm Mike Lefko.